YouTube. You already know what the vibes is. It's your boy, MeLlamoCeeGee. And guess who's back? Back again. It's LuNievesJr. Back
What
for
up?
another Puti review of a different movie, baby. And today, we're talking about the other Batman, Morbius. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, you like that one, huh?
Yeah, I like that one.
So
I felt like I
listen,
was watching Batman Begins a little bit.
listen. Before we even get into anything, I'm gonna just let you guys know we're not gonna separate it. We're just going straight into the spoilers. This movie ain't even worth it,
Oh,
to be honest with you.
wow, you
So
didn't give the.
we just gonna
Movie
get
wasn't even worth it.
we gonna get straight to the details of this movie.
Oh
all right.
man.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with love. Lou, what did you like about this movie, Morbius?
All right. So speaking about the 2022 Morbius that got pushed back 7 million times, this is a villain character for Spider-Man. For those that don't know, it's not a very famous one, but an interesting one rather. When I first heard this movie was being made, I was like, why is Sony doing this? And then they put Jared Leto. I said, okay, I can see it. Then the trailer came out. I was like, this is interesting. Something's working here. And what I saw in the trailer and what I saw in the movie were two different things, and we'll get into that. But the things that I liked about it were not much, but I'll give you something. Both my wife just came home from watching it. And the beginning of the movie, it looked like they were on the right track. They were telling the story. It was building up. Basically, Dr. Michael Morbius's motives to come up with a cure for not only him, but his best friend Milo. And it was something that he was very eager to do. He was getting backing from Milo. Milo had the money for it. And once they get to that point where they're about to do the testing, the movie just fell off the track. And we'll get into that. But two things. I liked the visual effects on the face anytime Michael Morbius was getting upset. And you will see the transition from human to vampire, and that was fire.
Yeah.
Also, certain scenes, not all, where he was moving very quickly, except for a couple, looked pretty cool. And I was like, oh, I can see Spider-Man and him getting into a battle, and it'd be pretty fire. But other than that, yeah, Chris, take it away. What did you enjoy?
I enjoyed absolutely nothing of this movie.
Wow.
No,
I mean, there was something there.
No, there was
They
some
fucked
parts
up,
that
though.
were good. Like you said, the beginning, there's the way they paced the beginning, where the story was going, where they were like, okay, this is who he is. This is,
Yeah.
you know, they had the little flashback scenes 25 years ago,
Mhm.
yada yada yada. I like that explanation. And then like you said, after that they kind of just went off the rails.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like Sony does get a lot of the visual effects kind of right to an extent.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
with the Venom series, Venom
Yeah,
looks
Venom looked
great.
amazing.
Carnage looks
Yeah, Carnage
amazing.
looked great. Yeah.
Like even this, they look like their vampire face looked fine.
Fire.
But even
yeah.
then, they still like a lot of the CGI fighting looked a
Yeah.
little to me.
Yeah, it was clunky. It was clunky. Yeah.
It felt, man, I forgot. We're starting with love. My fault. Ooh.
It's so hard, right?
It's so hard to start with love. I don't really know what else I loved. I didn't really love anything. The way it ended was whack to me.
Oh, so yeah.
They do the same. They did kind of the same thing that Venom 2 did, with the whole foreshadowing like a new character that like nobody knows about.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With her becoming a vampire because he bit her in the neck.
Yeah. Man.
So it's like, unless you're a huge fan of Morbius, which a lot of people aren't,
Yeah.
you have no idea what's going on. You're just like, oh, I guess she's a vampire now too. Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I really the CGI in certain aspects were good. And the beginning, like the first maybe 10-15 minutes was solid. And then the rest of that was a waste of time to me. Waste of time. Now, go ahead. You have the floor, sir. Talk about what you want to talk about. What were your grievances? What did you not enjoy?
Well, I want to say probably 80% of this movie was fucking trash. What a waste of time. Whoever okayed or greenlit this movie after screen testing it at Sony, Columbia, or whoever, Marvel, not MCU Marvel, they should be fired, bro. You should not allow that person back into a studio, into an office. And I'm not here for people to lose their jobs. But if you thought this was a good movie to put out, there's a reason why movies get pushed back a lot. You know, there's a difference between games and movies when they get delayed. This one was already done, but they kept pushing it, and they should have just pushed it straight to DVD or fucking straight to a streaming service, because this was not worth my money, my time. This was not even worth even making if you were gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, the trailer gave you an idea of what this possibly can be and took that all away from you because you're watching the movie and you're thinking, oh shit, this is some way somehow connected with Spider-Man somehow, because in the trailer you see a poster of Spider-Man, then you see Spider-Man's a murderer, you see all these other things, these aspects that may work in the future, and they dropped the ball. And we're gonna get into the end credit, mid credit, the mid.
Yeah, we'll save that for last. We'll save that for last.
But this was so confusing because we know that it's in the realm of or the same universe rather with Venom, because he makes the joke like, I am Venom. We saw that in the trailer.
Joke.
Okay, yeah, and that was it. Okay, great. And then there was the one scene when they were investigating with Tyrese, which you could have picked any other person playing this movie. He had 5 lines and that was it. He's like, oh, this is the same thing that happened in San Francisco, so that connects it to Venom. Stupid. They're stupid. So I just thought the pacing was bad. It fucking dragged. The fighting scenes were trash. The last fighting scene at the end, I was telling my wife I couldn't see a damn thing because there was bats everywhere, bro. I couldn't see who was fighting who was getting hit. It was just these two idiots in a tunnel and the bats. What? Chris, you go.
It was so anticlimactic, the end.
Oh my God.
You know, and then my issue too with the whole movie is they didn't like, you had no connection with any of these characters whatsoever.
None
so like
whatsoever.
when people
Even when
started when people started dying, it was like, yeah, it's supposed to be an emotional moment, but I don't really care about this person because I've only had like 10 minutes of screen time with them. What am I supposed to do with this? Like the girl, I liked her. What was her name? She had a great name.
Morbius' love interest.
Right. Martine. The way he kept pronouncing her name was fucking amazing. The entire movie.
Martine.
You know, it was like his co-doctor. She was helping him out. She clearly liked him at the beginning.
Yeah.
They were like, it was like sexual tension the whole time, and then they finally kissed, and it was just like, come closer.
That was so bad.
It was like cheesy shit like that in the entire movie that just like pissed me off. Even the cheesy line, like basically they put a Snickers commercial in the movie where they're like interrogating him and he goes, I'm getting hungry. You won't like me when I'm hungry. I'm like,
when he's in the interrogation room.
Like, so that's a Snickers commercial, bro.
That's
a Snickers commercial, bro.
That's funny. You're right. That's funny. I can't take that.
Not only is it a Snickers commercial, it's a Hulk thing. Like, all right, you won't like me when I'm angry. You won't like me when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, real funny. Oh my gosh, I hated it so much. And like you said, the fighting that they had, like every time him and his man, what's his name again?
Milo.
Milo started fighting. The CGI was horrendous.
Yeah,
like it looked terrible. And like
they used too many of the same slow motion bullshit too.
Right. So they're the same person fighting each other, but for some reason Milo had complete control over his vampireness while Jared Leto didn't, which to me made absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's like, all right, clearly this guy knows how to, like, he's trying to control it with the whole blood packs and all that stuff, but this guy's not even doing no blood pack, but he's controlling where he can look human and we can look like a vampire. Right. Yo, they were deadass drinking blood Capri Suns, bro. Listen, this movie, after that first 15 minutes, they it was just random. It was random. Yeah. Then not only that, the stuff that they put in the previews, they put the Oscorp building. There was no mention of Oscorp whatsoever. They put the Spider-Man thing in the trailer. That was nowhere in the movie. They put him meeting Vulture. that was nowhere in the movie until the end credit. And even then, in the end credit, it left you
It
with
didn't
more.
even happen that
Not
way.
even that. It left you with more questions than answers because you're like, what is really happening now? Like, this doesn't make any sense. They didn't even reference Spider-Man at all throughout the entire movie. There's no reference to
It's like
Spider-Man.
they didn't have the rights to say his name.
There's no anything. There's nothing, right? But then we're gonna talk about it. In the end credit scene, there's two. Well, mid-credit scene, whatever.
Yeah, it was weird, the placement too.
So the mid-credit comes, it goes back to the No Way Home, the sky cracking. Now, the only explanation I can have for this happening is because now that he doesn't know who Peter Parker is, maybe he leaves the universe just like everybody else. That's the only explanation I can think of for him coming into a different universe, because it's like, oh, maybe people that knew Peter left, you know, whatever, like villains type of stuff, left the MCU universe and are now in the Sony universe. Cool. That's the only explanation I can have.
I'm gonna rebut that, because if that's the case, then everybody should be going to that other universe.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying because you know how like only some characters got cracked through for the guys that the people that knew Peter, right?
Yeah,
only some got through, so maybe
Spider-Man,
only some. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way that it can be explained, is only maybe some got through to other universes, because they showed the same exact crack with the purple and all that good stuff, whatever. So he ends up in the prison. They let him out because they have no idea who this guy is in this universe. Cool. Then the other end credit, I guess, whatever it is, comes.
Where did he get his outfit though?
I have no. That's what I'm saying. They don't. You have so much questions.
He's driving mad fast in a Porsche, looking sexy.
Right. He's driving mad fast in a Porsche to the middle of nowhere. For what reason? Nobody knows. He stops at like this billboard thing, and he's waiting there. And you know that is another cool thing though. Like when he showed like his senses, like his powers, like you know the little the X-ray thingy or whatever. Yeah, that thing was cool, and like the thing on his ears was cool. Whatever. And Vulture shows up and he goes, I have no idea why I'm here, but, you know, I have a feeling it has to do with Spider-Man. So let's team up and, you know, fight Spider-Man. Mind you, they never mentioned Spider-Man. So why would Morbius just randomly agree to this person? He has no idea who he is, who he looked like he thought was about to fight because he was getting ready. He stood in a fighting stance, all that. It looked like he was getting ready to fight Vulture. He was like, oh, let's team up to, you know, defeat Spider-Man, brother. Yeah. What? You don't know, but you have a feeling that it has to do with Spider-Man. Who you now that you don't know it's Peter, you're just gonna go fight Spider-Man for no reason, who is not even mentioned in the movie? What are you talking about?
So they're gonna be looking for a Spider-Man that they don't know?
Right. Where are you gonna find him? Please tell me. Please tell me. You're in New York this entire time. Clearly they're in New York for all these fights, all these stuff. Where? If he's not there to fight you, the two vampires, where are you gonna find Spider-Man? Let me know. Are you guys gonna find a way to fucking travel through multi-universes and find the Spider-Man that you're looking for? Because what? Why? Well, it doesn't make any sense. They just left me with more questions than answers in this entire movie.
You want to know something? I'm trying to look up the villain's name. Maybe you know. Tombs, right?
Oh, Tombstone? That he looks like Frankenstein?
Yeah. They mention that name, right? When this is the confusing part. So Vulture's character,
yes,
is shown, and he's like, "Oh, I hope this place has better food," right? And then they say that they release a guy named Aramis Toombs or something like that. But
no, that's his name. That's his
Vulture's name.
Toombs? Yeah, his name is Adrian Toombs, bro.
Oh, I thought because there is a villain in Spider-Man named Tombstone, so I'm thinking maybe
no. His Vulture's actual name is Adrian Toombs.
Oh, okay, so then I was confused. All right, then I take that back. That out. I look like an idiot.
No, I'm leaving that in.
No, I thought they were introducing Tombstone. So I'm like,
no. Adrian Toombs is his name. Yeah, Adrian Toombs is his actual name.
So I was confused for a second. Maybe because the movie just fucked me up. I don't know.
Right.
I'm like, wait, Tombstone. Why would they introduce that?
And you have to take it
very like unknown fucking villain. Why would they introduce him?
You have to take into consideration too. We haven't seen Vulture since Homecoming, so he's pretty much been in jail since Spider-Man Homecoming, and then randomly gets thrown
to be in the 2 seconds that he was in.
Yeah, I think what he had like 30 seconds of screen time.
How much you pay? Did you pay him more than fucking Jared Leto?
And how does he end up in a jail cell that's empty?
Yeah, nobody was there. You don't have
Like,
that many
huh?
people in jail,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on over here, bro? None of it
But
made any
you know what's
sense.
crazy? Aren't they supposed to? Maybe not, because I'm thinking, aren't they supposed to go back to where they came from? But he's going to a place he's never been.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. We have more questions than answers because where
Mm.
does this take place then? Does this take place after No Way Home? Does this take place?
It has to be.
You know what I mean? Does it take place during or after? Like, but it seems
has
like
to
it's
be once
after
everyone goes
because
back.
it has to be after because when you think about it, he doesn't even remember who Peter is anymore. So he called him Spider-Man straight up.
Yeah.
And before that, he never called him Spider-Man. In Homecoming, he never referenced him as Spider-Man. He was like, "Yo, come on, kid, Peter Parker." He knew who he was.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming it's after. At least those scenes are definitely after No Way Home. But it still doesn't help us at all. There's no
Yeah.
Spider-Man in this universe still. Everybody was thinking it was going to be Andrew Garfield. And now we don't
They
know if
haven't
it's going to
called
be
him back,
Tom or
he said,
not.
too.
Right. We don't know if it's going to be Tom Holland.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell, what kind of Sinister Six are they trying to build? You know, because we
Yeah.
already have the Venom stuff. And now it looks like the Vulture's in the Venom verse because
Yeah.
this one was clearly in the Venom.
This is probably the easiest way to grab someone from the MCU back to their Sony
Right.
verse.
Right. But then we also got Craven coming. We got Madam Web
Yeah.
coming. I don't know what they're doing. I don't trust Sony. I think this movie was a 2-pack of ass. It wasn't
Yeah.
the worst superhero movie I ever saw. But it's pretty low. It's down
it's
there.
Low. It's bad. This
It's
was
down there.
This
And
was
what
a
makes
disaster, bro.
What makes it worse is being Spider-Man fans like me and you are.
Yeah.
It hurts because it's like you're wasting characters that you could have used for a
Yeah.
good story in a Spider-Man movie on their own movies that just aren't really hitting that way. Like
But
Venom
Morbius didn't need his own movie either.
No.
He
No.
could have came in. It's like giving the Shocker his own movie.
Right. And
It
I
kind
kind
of
of
feels like that.
and I kind of feel bad for Jared Leto.
What an amazing actor, bro.
He's a great actor, but he has not been put in the right situations when it comes to blockbuster superhero movies at all. Okay.
You know, he goes from being the most iconic villain in DC as far as the Joker is concerned. They
to the
dropped
least
ball on that.
iconic in Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like you go from that to this, and it's like, let me get another crack at this. You see, you know how Ryan Reynolds went from Green Lantern to now Deadpool? That's
Yeah.
an upgrade. You
Yeah.
went from the Joker to the Vampire Man Morbius, and that's a downgrade.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. So
I don't know where they go from this.
none of us do. Literally, I don't think anybody has an answer. We can assume, but how about this? We give our final grades. Remember, out of 10 Puti Fritos.
Okay.
What do you give this movie out of 10 Puti Fritos right now?
So IGN and GameSpot both gave it a 5 out of 10. I'm gonna agree with that. I think 5 out of 10 is fine for me because, like I said, I enjoyed some of the effects that were in there. I enjoyed the whole idea of what it could have been. And pretty much the story in the beginning was intriguing and interesting, but they dropped the ball. If they would have executed and not waste so much time on stupid shit in the movie, it would have been maybe an 8, but they dropped the ball. So I think 5 is perfect. I'm giving it a 5 Puti Fritos out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 4 Puti Fritos out of 10.
Okay,
I did not like
respect it.
this movie. I do not think it's
did not
worth
like
your
it, Sam.
time. Don't waste your money.
Absolutely.
Go watch that other movie that just came out that's not getting publicity. I've heard it's a 10 out of 10. Hold on.
What, everything happens
Yeah. Everybody's
keep hearing
telling
good
me
things,
that
right?
movie's a 10 out of 10.
I gotta
If
see
you
it
want
now.
to spend your money, go spend your money on that. Because I can promise you, Morbius ain't worth it. It's just not the one. I promise you. All right. And we kind of want to make Sony tank so they have a bad, they don't want to keep
Yeah, they're
making
not
these
gonna make money
movies.
after this.
Right. I don't want to see it. I don't. All right. So with that being said, that's another Puti review from me and Lou. That's a bar. Stop playing with me.
Hey, yo,
All right?
yeah.
And if you haven't yet, make sure to like, subscribe, share the video. Feel me? and we out of here. You
Word.
know the vibes, baby. Hey,
Ace.
yeah.